Now let's take a look at hackers and hacker ethics. Could it be possible? Yes, there's a defense for this. Let's see. At first, the definition of hacking was doing clever things with technology that has never been done before. Really, that was this at the start of the, disputes. Usually, young men were related to hacking, like they were using bulletin boards for sharing knowledge, computer clubs, and user groups. Over these, they were sharing knowledge and discussing what they do. And it could be said that freedom of free and open software movement is an evolution and extension of this community. Like it really helped for them to develop. Later, hacker was the definition changed, and it was related with illegality, where in fact we are talking about such evil person as cracker. It was ideally or theoretically they were different from hackers. Those people could be called crackers before. However, the distinction didn't hold, and hacker became a common. Whatever they do, they're called some evil people. That's it. And when we look at hackers' defense, they say that all information should be free. They're defending such. There will be no hidden information. That's the basic idea, and they defend that public libraries has to be accessible for all. If a democratic society, as many as possible, well-informed citizens exist there, it would be a better democratic society. That's the idea, and there is about information on the marketplace as well about the uneven distribution of information, undermining the equality and democracy in this sense. Hackers argue that too much information is being proprietary today, and they saw the enormous potential of the internet for information distribution. And we should remember that internet helped the free and open source software movement as well. However, there's a counter information about this. If all of the free information, if all information are free, then there will be no market at all, and there will be no incentive to develop information, and no need to keep personal information at all. And in fact, it is a defense, but it could lead to maybe more privacy. That's an open debate that you can discuss as well. And there are, let's say, supporting argument as well. Certain kinds of information should be free. Again, there should be some definitions about this. And how to distinguish that certain? That's the important question to be asked. We need to have a consensus or define what is proper. What could be those certain information. And the second one is of the hacker's defense. Hackers often break into systems beneficially to point out security problems, such that they don't do any stealing nor they do any damage. That's their defense, just to point out the weaknesses of the systems. There is a powerful counter-argument against this defense by Jeannie Spafford. I think we discussed this before in chapter 2, I guess. Here Spafford has a powerful analogy, he says that this looks like the continual break-ins to homes to reveal weakly secured houses in a district, in an area. So would that make sense to, find out the weaknesses? It is hard to justify whistleblowing for such cases, but because in fact some people would be harmed. And the third one is break-ins, but okay, as long as there is no harm or no change at all. Like they are learning about computer systems, and that would result in no significant loss at all. That's another defense. However, we should remember that it's a violation of privacy at all. And also, even just accessing process, can cause physical harm. For example, it slows down the computer systems at hospitals, etc., and important institutions. At least they are stealing some CPU cycles at all, slowing the computers. You can learn, in fact, you can learn a lot by hacking, but learning isn't enough to justify it. If a computer science student studying security can only learn by breaking in, there could be some special labs and testbeds for this purpose. Like you can conduct some controlled experiments in this sense, not the real ones. And the fourth one of the defense, hackers' defense, is they're keeping Big Brother at bay. Because the most computer users are unaware, but hackers can see the systems inside, because usually the corporations are hiding information from us, what they do. This is a very strong argument. However, is the cost of tolerating hackers is what is gained in protection. I mean, we're trying to protect people, but the cost of tolerating hackers compensate this? Is it proper? That's the first question. And the second question to be addressed here that we're not sure about is, do hackers solve the problem at all or make it worse, in fact? Why not? I mean, this is also another issue to be addressed. Why not a nationwide protection instead? If governments can't be trusted, computer professionals can take a step here. Organizations and like the experts in this area gather and maybe agree on some information security norms, for example, privacy. The bottom line is, this is an important comment from the textbook, trading one problem for another isn't a good idea. If we have a problem, we need to solve it as it is, instead of trading one problem for another one. Usually it can cause more problems in the long run. That's our worry here. There's an enormous potential of internet makes us listen to counter currents even when we don't agree with them. We should never forget about this, by the way. I mean, because there is really an enormous potential here. Even if we don't agree, we need to listen to all counter arguments about such issues. What about dealing with hacking or penalties for hacking in law-wise, how they are handled in macro analysis sense? In United States, maximum penalties for hacking are severe by Abuse Act. They passed this, like transmitting a code that causes damage to a computer system. They are all under the one of the properties of hacking methods. And unauthorized access, even if you don't do nothing at all, just access, is called hacking. Transmitting classified government information is also called hacking. Trafficking in computer passwords of some accounts, again, it is hacking. And computer fraud, any kind, is called hacking as well. And this results in, what are the penalties? Up to 20 years in prison, plus up to $250,000 as, again, maximum penalties for hacking if you're found guilty, of course.